So first of all, you were saying earlier that the relationship between Myanmar and Thailand has never been this good.
Oh, yes, definitely. Since 1962.
What is the main indication of that great relationship between
Because of the mutual trust between the leader of the two countries, particularly Aung San Suu Kyi. It took a long time for Aung San Suu Kyi to really trust the Thai leader.
Okay.
Only after years and years that the Thai leader assured that Thailand has no intention to weaken the central government. So now you can see all over Thailand in the major shopping center, food court. You see Thinaka cover face Myanmar, or they walk around smiling, with 2.6 million registered workers from Myanmar.
So what would be the reason that Thailand want to hurt the stability of the Myanmar government?
Well, for a long, long time, Thailand and Myanmar did not have a functional, proper relation. It's only in recent years, about 6-7 years. So it has been a very good. That is why the victory of Aung San Suu Kyi this time will further cement the cooperation between Thai and Myanmar. And this will provide a foundation of stability in mainland Southeast Asia.
And what about ASEAN and as a whole, how the Myanmar elections will cement the relationships between Myanmar and Thailand and other countries?
Well, Myanmar victory is good for ASEAN because it shows that Myanmar as a democratic country with political democratic icon like Aung San Suu Kyi will help boost the overall image of ASEAN. And then Aung San Suu Kyi now trusts ASEAN because ASEAN has been trying to help Myanmar over Rohingya.
Don't talk much about Rohingya.
Well, yes, but no, she has confidence. I know the whole world has been really criticized her.
True.
But she's now relied on ASEAN and ASEAN over effort. ASEAN is slow, but when ASEAN commit to any project, it will finish it, even though it will take a long time.
So you said the relationship between Thailand and Myanmar is really good, but if we change government or if we change leader, would it change?
No, I don't think so, because now the foundations between the two countries have been really strongly established. We now have what you call common understanding. The most important is that migrant workers from Myanmar have received good job, register, have social protection during pandemic. Only, I think, if my number is correct, only 75,000 have returned. Now we are waiting for they're coming back.
Very interesting.
Definitely. But speaking of the Myanmar elections, were you actually surprised that Aung San Suu Kyi won once again?
No, I was not surprised, but I was surprised that she got 399 seat. That's the majority. And it's good. You know why? Because I think Burmese in general and other ethnic minority believe that Aung San Suu Kyi deserves a second time. This time, given her a majority so that she can carry out economic development and reform. That's very important. And also peace process, which is, moving and has not yet really made tangible progress.
But is Myanmar voter had any other more obvious choice than Aung San Suu Kyi?
Well, you can have the party backed by the military. And the military also tried to push hard. But I think Myanmar people has a long sort of a memory of the government under Tatmadaw, for a long, long time.
Interesting.
So how do Myanmar perceive Thailand in general with the economy and the stability and all these things?
Well, you will be surprised as I told you, Myanmar and Thailand now are very close. They are buddy. They are buddy because Thailand has changed the overall approach toward Myanmar. We are very friendly. We take care of Myanmar. That is why Aung San Suu Kyi was very surprised.
We weren't friendly before?
Well, we were friendly, but not as much because the two sides did not have mutual understanding and the kind of trust. It's only in the past 4 or 5 years that Aung San Suu Kyi first came here. You remember in 2011, Aung San Suu Kyi was mad when she came to Bangkok and visit the hub of Myanmar. Well, yes, Mutpakan, and she was not happy. But then she come back the second time. She was happy, said, please stay on, and enjoy Thailand, don't come back. So now you have a lot of Myanmar. And now Myanmar workers will form a very important workforce in modernized Thailand because a lot of works, Thai people do not like to work such a job. So it's good. So we need Myanmar worker, and I'm very happy that Thai government has a very good policy to take care of them during pandemic, provide social safety net. It costs a lot of money for the Thai government.
And let's move on to something a bit bigger, which was the US elections. Were you surprised with the results that Joe Biden actually won?
Well, I was not surprised because Trump has mismanaged the pandemic, and Trump has upended all the foreign policy of America. I mean, Asia, particularly ASEAN, would like to deal with America that is predictable,
Right.
that's followed the rule of law, not personality cult or personal feeling or Twitter. So we are returning to
Somewhat normalcy.
yes, America that is predictable,
Right.
America that we like to talk to. So Biden will be respectable, in amongst the ASEAN.
They like to use the word presidential.
Well,
Something like
he
that.
looked presidential.
But a lot of people, I think, would not be surprised if Donald Trump win too, actually, right? Because he's won before.
Wow,
Half
Donald
of the
Trump.
country
Well,
voted
interesting
for
you
him.
asked this question. Donald Trump did not expect to win, but once he win, he planned to win for the second time.
Right.
That is why he was really mad that he did not win. That is why he refused to concede. But nobody care. I think the whole world now will be working with Biden elect. It's a matter of time before the U.S. Whatever concerned authority will recognize Biden.
And when Biden come back, he's from Democrat. What is the chance that he will just continue Obama work, like switch back?
Well, not exactly. There will be some policy that Biden would like to follow his former boss. But every president wants his own template,
Right.
wants his own legacy. So Biden will be a little bit more focused on the norms and values advanced by liberal democracy. So I think the issue related to human rights and related to democratization will be top on the agenda.
What about the trade war between the US and China, which has been going on for some time? What will be the next chapter of this trade war under the Biden administration?
It will continue unabated, but there will not be the kind of demonization, the kind of harsh rhetoric. But make no mistake, Biden will be firm
Right.
with China, because issue about China very interesting in America because it's so-called is bipartisan support, both Republican and Democrat. So I think Biden will be very careful. Biden wants to cooperate and compete with China in the healthy way so that it will be able to convince friends and allies to work together, because Trump American first made everybody mad, isolate America, so it's not good.
Right. But talking about China, there is also another issue, South China Sea. I think it's flare up once in a while between China and US. Do you think Biden will change the approach, or it's like how the US operate in South China
Well,
Sea
China,
anyway?
Biden, I think Biden has a lot of problem at home.
Right.
During the first year, he has to focus inside Americas, to unite and to heal the divided America. So he will not put too much focus on the hot spot issue. Already, I think ASEAN and China and all concerned authorities are now working on the COC. It will take some time, maybe next year they will complete the COC. For America, the job of America is to provide the overarching stability in the region. That would be best. And when there is an issue that America can take the lead, like climate change, can ask for the cooperation of friends and allies, you see. But Trump upend all this. Trump did not talk to anyone. Trump would like to do things by his own thinking, and most of the time irrational.
So Thailand barely say anything about South China Sea issue. I don't think I heard Thailand say anything.
Well, Thailand say, but say it softly.
Okay.
Thailand is very discreet when it comes to South China Sea, but Thailand has a very firm position
Okay.
on South China Sea. I will tell you, number one, Thailand is very clear that all the concerned parties have to exercise self-restraint. And Thailand also support sea lane of communication, 1982. Thailand is a rule-based country. We respect universally recognized principle. And also, lastly, we also support non-militarization activity in the South China Sea. And of course, Thailand is not like America come out and announce it. Thailand always speaks softly to
We
the
like to
ear.
whisper.
Yes, speak, not whisper, speak softly, say, hey, listen, we have to live together, we want, because in the end, Thailand wants to see South China Sea as a sea of sustained peace and stability.
So what will be the biggest challenge for Thailand in terms of maintaining and balancing their relations between US and China? Because I remember a few months ago you once said that Thailand will not lose its benefits to any particular country.
Sure, I think it's very important that we play our game very well, because under Trump put less emphasis on norms and values, human rights and democratic issue. But Biden will be much harder on human rights related. We should not afraid. I must tell you, Thailand is a member, you'll be surprised, liberal democracy, but we fail. We failed in the examination. Now we are what you call in Thai language, sop som. We are taking exam to
resit in the exam, I guess.
Yes. So now we passed several tests already in the past 4 years. IUU, illegal fishing, we got big score. EU said, okay, no more warning, you pass. And then on the modern slavery, on human trafficking, Thailand also passed from tier 2 watch list, now become tier 2. And next year will become tier 1.
What make them change the status of Thailand in the modern day slavery?
Interesting, because we follow rules. America issue some of the criteria that you have to prosecute the wrongdoer, and this government has done. But of course, nobody highlighted because it's very difficult to really keep trace on the government activity. This government have put senior official in jail. IUU took 3 years.
Right.
And nobody wants to talk about it. Only the fishermen and the fishing industry people, they got mad with the government.
True.
Yeah, because they thought that you destroy our fishing industry. You follow too much EU. But the thing is, Thailand is a rule-based country. We have a lot of rules, but some people do not follow the rules.
Well, I don't think we're good at enforcing the rule too, usually.
Well, certainly.
We have a lot we have rules for everything.
Well, we have rules for everything, but sometimes people do not follow rules. That's a problem. But we are rule-based. We are rule-based, and there is a certain roadmap we follow. But we are imperfect. It's not 100%. So a lot of people, when they look at Thailand, particularly in foreign policy, you have to be really thorough. Otherwise, you are too judgmental. You don't see anything. Thailand has a very good position in foreign policy, in international arena.
Will there be any changes with the foreign policies between the US and Thailand once the Biden administration takes place?
Interesting. No. Why? There are two things you must consider. Thailand and US is allies. Allies don't change.
Right.
So number two,
Except it's Trump.
Well, Trump is an exception. Number two, Thailand was the first Asian country who recognized America. And these two basic positions will help Thai-US in all circumstances. That is why, whether it's Biden, whether it's Trump, overall approach of the US and Thailand will not change. That is, they want to see Thailand that is stable, that is open, and conduct free trade, except Trump, he was true transactional. But with Biden, I think it's overall. Biden will focus on, like human rights. Don't be afraid. Thailand has one of the best human rights defenders.
Okay.
We are very strong.
Okay.
So we don't need a foreigner to tell us what to do. The Thai, if they don't like the government, they will go out on the street. They protest, you see. So it's very good. Now. So local human rights defenders are best.
Right.
I can mention a few names. Angkana Nirapaichit, Somchai Homrao, they are first class. We don't need foreigners
True. Talking about US, what do you think about this conspiracy theory that some people said the US government or some certain Western country are behind the idea of trying to topple the monarchy?
Well, no, I don't think so. But America, as a role models for democracy, does have the NGO, for example.
But what
No,
will
no.
they get from?
Oh no, they get because they spread out their value is their duty, just like many other liberal democracy. They have the money to support. It's a Congress support organization, so they give out money for reason very clear to promote freedom of expression,
Right.
Freedom of association, to make an open society, which Thailand is. But whether to go for anti-monarchy, I don't think so. But certain organizations, certain individuals certainly spin.
Right.
All right. You know, Thailand is very free. You read all the detail of all these organizations, support 11 organizations. You know, in other country, no way. Cambodia kicked them out. Thailand, only Thailand will be able and actually have been able to tolerate all kinds of NGO. You name it, all the fiercest NGO, Human Rights Watch, Amnesty International.
True.
They are great. They are great. Why? Because they tackled the issue that Thailand need help, human rights, but not on the anti-institutional like the monarchy. No, I don't think so. I don't think foreign country would like to see or support such a thing. I don't think so.
So why do you think people believe in this theory?
Well, believe because they don't have
Other things
no, they don't have they don't have comprehensive knowledge. When
Right.
they look at things, Thai people they like to look at the fragmented and then play on that fragmentation of information, highlight it.
Right.
You know, as if it represents the whole truth and the only truth. But it's not. Thailand is far more, what I would say, very sophisticated society. You cannot just say Thailand is like that. You're always wrong. And people always say Thailand, this and that without really deeper understanding beyond the surface.
So there are many folds, many corners, many little
Yes,
details
definitely.
about-
Nooks and corners. And that make Thailand so unique because you never get it right.
Okay, I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing. You keep guessing, but the thing is that every society, every culture has its own spirits, and intuition that keep the country going. And Thailand is such a country.
Anything else you want to add to this statement?
Well,
Well, I think I like the conversation we just had, especially about how Thailand is actually unpredictable and we have a lot of folds and details. I never really think of it.
yeah,
like that.
Thailand is, in
Interesting.
one word, is imperfect perfection country.
Huh.
Imperfect perfections because we tend to do things unexpectedly and certain things come out very well. Look at our handling of COVID-19.
True.
In the beginning, people laugh at us, you government lie because we failed to create our own narrative. We don't believe in ourselves. Also, has been there for 38 years, long time. And now Thai people suddenly, we have also more, just like that. No, it's very good. We have a lot of very good things, but Thai people, they are blind. They don't look deep enough and appreciate their own achievement. We like to look outside for our achievement. If foreigners say, Thailand is good. Oh, really? Oh, we are good. But we dare not say ourselves are good. We must have our own indigenous narrative, our own that come from our cultural tradition with base, not something just come out from social media
Right.
or something like that. Social media is good, but they have to base on the past, present, and also look toward the future. You cannot just look forward and forget where you come
Fragmented.
from. Yes, fragmented. Yeah, I like that word. So.
One final question. Experts have been saying that if Joe Biden becomes the president, it will definitely be a benefit to Thai exports and the overall economy in Thailand. How much do you agree with this statement?
Well, I agree because Thailand now enjoy very big trade surplus with America. This is why Trump wants to kill Thailand. 19 billions,
He wants to kill Thailand?
Well,
I thought he was busy. with
No,
something.
because Thailand make too much money out of America.
Right.
So when you deal with Biden, there's a few things you have to do. Diversify your trade. So it involves America investment. We have to have strategy. We have to join CPTPP. We have to change our regulation, provide money, make it modern, don't be afraid of Vietnam, So we have to look forward. And Biden will like Thailand because Thailand is such a moderate country, open. We sometimes mess up, but, move on, yeah.
Imperfect perfection.
Yes, that's right.